For My Future is brought to you by Amplify Change and Sister Namibia.
Sister Namibia is a women's rights organization founded in 1989. The work that we do focuses on 5 core women's empowerment values: transformative leadership, empowerment, communication, consideration and empathy, as well as creating a learning and enabling environment. With the assistance of Amplify Change, that aims to empower youth, both men and women, to realize their sexual reproductive health and rights, we have created For My Future. We hope to impart knowledge and disseminate information around teenage pregnancy and sexual reproductive health and rights. Respect, ownership, responsibility. For My Future.
According to a 2013 study, more than 46,000 teenagers fell pregnant in 2013, about 127 girls every day in Namibia. When the statistics were compiled, there were approximately 245,000 teenage girls in Namibia aged between 15 and 19. To date, teenage pregnancy remains a huge problem. Sister Namibia and Amplify Change embarked on a campaign called For My Future through social media, radio and television to find out more about some of the contributing factors that lead to teenage pregnancy. For My Future talks to 2 teenage girls to find out what they think about teenage pregnancy.
I think teenage pregnancy is like when you fall pregnant between the ages of 13 to 19.
Yeah. It's like a baby having a baby or a child having a child.
Yeah.
You become sexually active at the age that you're not supposed to. I mean, there's always time to do that. And then the key point is you fall pregnant while you're sexually active.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like the causes are like parents not talking to their kids about sex.
Yeah.
And like peer pressure at school. Like, you're not having sex? What? You're a virgin?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, trends, people will be like, you're still a virgin? Like, what?
Weird.
You still do that? That still exists? Like, what? And then like parents just tell you like, sex, no, but they don't go in detail like why you shouldn't do it.
Like HIV, STDs, STIs. They just tell
falling
you
pregnant,
sex is a
you
big
don't
no.
finish school. I mean, school is an important key in success in your future,
Stay in school.
Yeah, I mean, there's time for everything. You get older, but you can never get younger again.
Yeah.
So enjoy your childhood while you're still a child.
Leave the adult stuff for the adults.
Yeah. Our life skills teachers, they should make campaigns and make it like, they should be open with you so that you
Like
can
we're
just go
here for
sit
you,
down
you can
and,
go
go
to
talk to them rather than going and seeking attention in someone else or...
In a child seeking attention in a child.
Yeah.
Pregnant.
You see, so we could also have like days at schools where we just sit down as girls and we talk.
Yeah, like
and
an
we're
awareness.
Like we all go through this stuff, like just hang on, finish school, education is very important.
Yeah.
Days like that would be like a huge impact.
I think it's not that accessible to the youth. I mean, I know that the pills,
Yeah.
they're kind of expensive, right?
Yeah.
And then, I mean, like getting condoms is just like a whole other trial on its own. I mean, you go into a shop to go buy condoms, people are gonna look at you like, what?
Do teenagers feel comfortable accessing free contraceptives?
Also, like at the clinics, they are free. They just sit there. You can come get it. But then you're afraid of judgment.
Yeah.
That's the word, You just like, people will be looking at you like, what is she using it for?
Because
like,
people are
why?
gonna judge you. I mean, this is Africa. Like, it's
People
not
judge.
It's not a thing for kids to be having sex at this age,
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like the people who judge you when you have sex at this age are the people who are more traditional. Because then they're like, a child should be a child. Sex is for like grown-ups.
Yeah.
And now these people that judge kids that have sex are just like, why are they doing that? Like, that's not right. That child could get AIDS. That child could fall sick. That child could fall pregnant, like what we're talking about
But the
now.
thing is, it's not just about judgment, you know. You see, we are key to always like, no, this is not right and what. We always want to judge, but when it's time to give advice or seek help from people, then they are like clueless. There's nothing that they can say.
Exactly.
So we should, you know, less the judgment and more up our game on
help.
speaking out about it and like helping them, you know, because once it's done, you know. Since we are so scared of being judged, like even if you want to do an abortion, you'd rather go do the back street abortion where it's very like dangerous and you could die.
And you could die,
While you could have just gone to the clinic and done the safe way, you know. But you see,
But
that's
like
the thing.
abortion is like super illegal. Like, stop.
Yeah, but yeah, it is. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
What do you think about abortion?
I think it's to speak to the parent, like, oh, I want to talk about sex, is the parent that you closer to. You see, like I'm closer to my dad.
Yeah, and I'm closer to my mom.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
then I would rather speak to my dad about sex because my mom would be like super harsh, like, no, what?
Why?
Sex?
Why are you thinking about that?
Why are you talking about that? You're a child.
Yeah, but then I think that just not campaigns for kids, but there should also be campaigns for parents, you know, where professionals sit down with them and say like, okay, kids are having these things that is trending. Like, if you don't tell them the reasons why they should not have sex, then they're gonna be like, oh, then there's no consequences, so let me do it. And then only afterwards they're like
Who do you talk to about sex?
It's not like you're not gonna get a chance to do it. I mean, you can do that with someone that is actually more responsible, that can actually stand by you if you do fall pregnant.
Just abstain until the age where you are like old enough to do such.
And also financially stable, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
because now you're dropping out of school, you don't get a good education.
Exactly.
No job, nothing. You can't support your child.
My advice is start having sex when you like stable, you know? Like when you have your education straight, when you have a job, when you have money, so that if something were to happen, like per se you fall pregnant or you get AIDS or HIV, then you can sustain yourself properly.
Yeah. But if you're also having sex, then do use condoms or other contraceptives. Yeah.
Like if you already...
Be safe.
If you started, like, just be safe.
Yeah.
For My Future talks to life skills teacher of 17 years, Miss Jimmy. We ask her what the cause of teenage pregnancy is.
The contributing factor with the teenage pregnancy is at the involvement of the parents. It's a problem. Most of the time, the parents have got a problem of talking with the girls at home or the boys at home about pregnancy. They think it's a taboo talking about sex at home, and that's a problem that we are facing, because if I, as a life skills teacher in class, is doing these things, it's only a certain period of time that I'm having with these kids at home or at school. But afterwards, the kids are just open. There's nothing happening. Parents don't talk about them. And then the involvement of fathers not being part of the lives of these kids when it comes to raising them. Fathers are nowhere to be found. Most of these kids are being raised by single moms. And that's where the problem is coming in. I think at times maybe parents also need to go through a type of a counseling or training that they need to start talking, because times have changed. In the past, one will understand if the parents were having a problem into talking about HIV and AIDS, about pregnancy and condoms, etc. But now, the fact that even primary school kids are involved when it comes to sex, it has become the real time now for parents to open up and talk to the kids about sex, about pregnancy and all these things at home. I've started a girls' club here at school, which is really very effective when it comes to uplifting, talking to the girls about pregnancy, talking to them about contraceptives, talking to them about the involvement with boys and everything. So within this girls' club, I'm training the girls that most of the time to say no to sex, to abstain from sex until they reach grade 12 or until they get married. So within the club, there are many things that we are doing. I'm inviting people from outside, people like, for example, organizations like NAPA, Star for Life, Fawena, and then we've got different programs that are running with the girls and the boys both. not only the girls but with boys also. Just to have them or put them on board that this is what is expected of you, this is the behavior in society, and if you do this and that, consequences are like this. And just to teach them about the basics, and then at the end they will know, okay, this is right and this is wrong, for them to make the right choice now at school already. I'm trying my best, because at the end it's not for me to decide for the kids not to be practicing sex, but they are definitely involved. So I have a corner where I put my condoms. They don't need to come and ask me for condoms. If they really need a condom, then they will just go around and pick up one and then leave without me knowing that who and who has taken the condoms. So I'm making them available. Like we had a talk last time with the girls, and then what they said is that they want these condoms to be available to them, especially in toilets also, so that they don't need to come and ask from the teacher. So at the end, it's for the well-being of this child to refrain the child from getting HIV and AIDS or to get pregnant. So although it's a problem for some of the parents, I cannot run away from the fact that they are really active into sex. So I have these things available for them to have access into any time that they really want, for both the boys and the girls.
Should free condoms be available at all schools? Indeed, in order to curb teenage pregnancy, there is a need to have access to different types of contraceptives. For My Future visits the Namibia Planned Parenthood Association. We find out more on the free services they offer. We speak to peer counsellor Herda Tukongele and sister Francina.
How many Namibia Planned Parenthood Associations are there throughout Namibia?
We have 7 clinics, one in Commerce, one in Umsati region, one in Angwena region, one in Karas region, one in Erongo region, and one in Kavango and Zambezi region.
Can you please explain to us how it works when somebody comes to a NAPA clinic?
As our clients come to this clinic, it's very easy. Me as a peer youth counselor, we make it easy for them because we stand at the entrance there, and so we direct them or we walk them to the reception where they start first. They start at the reception where they get registered, and from there, whatever service they came for, I have to direct them as well. Either they came for testing, then I take them there. Either they came for the nurses service, and then we take them there. That's the procedures.
And what kind of services do you offer at NAPA?
Actually, we offer antenatal care for pregnant ladies. Actually, let me say this clinic is for the youth. So those are the targets we need here. So we offer those services strictly for them. If they are here, it's for them. So we offer antenatal care, HIV testing. We also do family planning, STI screening and treatment as well. So we also have a dual testing, which tests 2 things at the same time, HIV and STIs. And so we also offer emergency contraceptives, and yeah.
So as a peer youth counselor, do you find that the youth find it easy to come to NAPA? Are they quite shy? Do they send somebody first? What has your experience been?
Okay, most of our young people that come to this clinic are actually scared and all that. Because sometimes this clinic, we don't just receive young people, we also receive, because our target is 10 to 24. So we also receive people who are above that. So normally sometimes as they enter the entrance there, they stop like there looking if there's people, they are very scared. So yeah, most of them, they are scared, but then we tend to go to them and then just talk to them, and then from there they will feel free.
What is the cost for the services here at NAPA?
Actually, our services at NAPA, they are free of charge. We don't charge anything.
For anything at all?
Not at anything at all. It's for free.
That's fantastic to hear. Thank you so much for introducing us to the Komas NAPA clinic.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we're going to go find out a bit more of the technical aspects around the products now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you for being with us, sister. Can you please take us through the different forms of contraception that NAPA offers free of charge?
NAPA is offering a cocktail services of family planning. To start with, we are offering injections, the 2-month injections and the 3-month injections. And then we are also offering the combination pills which must be taken every single day. We are also using the barrier methods, which are your condoms and your femidoms. And now with your injections, we strongly advise the youth to use it together with your condoms for excellent results, as well as with the pills. It can be used together with your condoms. Now, the condoms itself is very, very important because their functions are very, very vital, because you can prevent HIV, you can prevent STI, as well as your pregnancy. And then it can also prevent pregnancy itself. And then it is a very good pregnancy prevention if you are using it on a daily basis. And especially with the partners support, we know that some men or male counterparts does not like it, but it really needs support from the male counterpart.
In your experience as a clinical sort of nurse, what is the most popular form of contraception for the youth?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. I think it's a lot of people want to know about that question. And from my experience as a nurse, the youth usually will come and request for the injection for 2 months. Okay. And together with that, we strongly advise them to use the condom, just for them to prevent themselves, as I have earlier said, from HIV, from STI, as well as from the pregnancy. Yes.
Now here is our NAPA summary. Preventing pregnancy. The choice is yours with different combination methods. Condoms and injections are the best prevention against HIV, STIs and pregnancy. Condoms and the pill are a great prevention against HIV, STIs and pregnancy. The pill is a good prevention against pregnancy with daily use. Lastly, condoms are an okay prevention and needs partner participation. For My Future talks to teenager Tino Satumba about his thoughts on teenage pregnancy.
Teenage pregnancy is pregnancy amongst teenagers, kids well like 13 to 19 stuff. Teenage pregnancy is something which really affects the children. It really wastes your school time and stuff like that, your social life. And when you are pregnant, like you are young, you have to mother, when you're lady, you have to mother the child, and then you're supposed to drop out of school. Then it's really time wasting. And sometimes the guy who impregnated the girl might be afraid, so he has to run away and stuff. So it disturbs the community and disturbs the people who were involved in it. And what I would like the guys to do is, like, they don't have to react on it. They just have to chill a bit and talk to someone so that they can get a solution to it. And the girls the same. The causes of teenage pregnancy is us teenagers, they're just trying to be cool and just trying to have fun. One day is fun and the next thing is a mess up. I would also like to encourage the teenagers to abstain from sexual intercourse. And if they are not able to abstain, they have to use contraceptives. If they are shy to go get contraceptives from the hospitals and stuff, then they have to talk to someone to get them for them who is not shy.
What is the male's role in preventing teenage pregnancy? For My Future talks to gender equality practitioner Uncle GEP about the role of the male and society at large in preventing teenage pregnancy.
Someone recently said, maturity, the word maturity actually means responsibility. So when we say to boys or girls to say be mature, grow up, we are saying be responsible. So be responsible for what you say, be responsible for what you do. Be responsible for your engagements with whoever. And that, as you say, the boy child has a responsibility towards himself and whoever he's engaging with. We need to actually confront that kind of mentality. It was like, no, you can't be just reckless. You cannot just be doing things for your pleasure or doing things just for the fun of it. Because to every action that we undertake, there are consequences. And the boy child needs to be groomed and guided into understanding that whatever you do, there's consequences. And you need to be up to taking them on, being responsible for the good or the bad that comes out as an outcome to your actions. Society has a responsibility to itself to untaboo some things that are taboo, like sex. Sex education at home needs to become normalized. Speaking about sex and the consequences of sex need to be a conversation that takes place on a regular basis at home with the boy child, with the girl child. So it's difficult to kind of approach the boy child and impose it on them to say, you need to do this, because we need to be role models. As they say, children learn more out of what they imitate, what they observe, much more than what they are told. So we need to be the responsible, accountable parents and adults that will mimic the type of desired behavior that we expect from them. And so as much as we can go around and create platforms for workshops and trainings of boys all over, we also need their fathers, their uncles, walking along with them on that path. We live on a planet where we say no sex before marriage, primarily focusing on the girl child. We do virginity tests on girls. Where is it for the boys? We have cultural festivals and activities that supposedly cherish and celebrate young girls becoming women. Where is that for boys? Where is that rites of passage where we teach our boys how to be a boyfriend, how to be a man, how to be a husband, how to be a provider? Those things are missing. And so when young guys are growing up and their hormones start kicking and so on, we need to create that platform where we can say, you know what's kicking in you, the hormones and all of that, that's energy. And we can hopefully find positive, productive other outlets where you can use that energy instead of engaging in sex. So we need to create environments where it's conducive to the boy child, that they are encouraged through positive peer pressure that it's okay to delay dating. It's okay to delay sex. It's okay to focus on finishing your school or establishing yourself as a grown-up before doing that. Like I tell young guys all over wherever we meet, all the challenges and adventures of dating while you are still a teenager will be around even if you wait 10 years. The problems that we encounter in relationships will not go away. Sex will not go away. Cute girls will not go away. They will be there. So there's nothing that creates a need for a rush into a sex engagement. And that's where the grooming comes in, to say no. As human beings, we have the ability to enjoy sex for the pleasure of it. But we also have a responsibility to ourselves. Our rights come with responsibilities. So if you don't practice safe sex, be prepared for the consequences and lay it out as to what are their potential consequences. It is wrong for young girls to be kicked out of school because they are pregnant, but the boy child who got her pregnant is still moving on with life as if nothing is ever happened. It is wrong for young guys to be in positions where they are promoted by others to be players. So these are some of the things that we need to take on to say, no, it's not a good thing to be a player. Because a player means what? You are not faithful to anyone. You have 5, 10 girlfriends, and you are not faithful to any of them. You are not committed to any of them. You are not loyal to any of them. And that's what brings in dysfunctional relationships. That's what brings in strife and stress in relationships. So the boy child need to be approached and exposed to these type of things.
For My Future talks to Helena Ngaifiwa about her own experience with teenage pregnancy.
Hello, my name is Helena Ngaifiwa, and I'm basically here to talk about the consequences of falling pregnant at a very young age. And I feel that I am in a right position to actually be talking about it because I was once a teenager and I made the wrong decisions and I was pregnant at a very, very young age. And this is something that most of the young people don't actually think about. You are young, you practice unsafe sex, you don't even know what you are doing. Why are you having sex being so young? I was 20 years old when I fell pregnant, and I just finished my high school and I got a job, and this was like a TV job, and it was like, wow. And back then, when you are working on TV, it's like the biggest thing ever. And for me, falling pregnant at that age, the first thing that I had to do was quit my job. I didn't have a choice. Like, I had to, because being on TV, you are automatically a role model to young people. So who wants a pregnant role model to other young people? During that time, especially when I had to quit my job, I was devastated, because now I had to move from my apartment where I was staying. I had to go back home. I lost my job. I lost, at that time, obviously, my family. And this is falling pregnant to a guy who you never had that discussion. You never say, this is what we want to do. You never planned it. And it was devastating. The first thing that comes on your mind, you start thinking about abortion. You try whatever you try, it doesn't work. That's the first thing you start thinking of. Secondly, you start thinking of suicide, because now you are so embarrassed to even just step out of the house, because the way everybody else is going to look at you, and name calling, and you have shame, and you lock yourself up in the house. You are a child, and now you are preparing to bring another child into the world. You cannot even take care of yourself. So 9 months, 9 months of trying to see what can work to just get my life back. And being a child, you don't think that I need to go through with the pregnancy or tomorrow will be a brighter day. You just feel that you're pregnant, your life has come to an end. And you close yourself up. You close yourself up, you shut yourself away from the world, from everybody, and so forth. And after that, when I gave birth, it was again difficult to come back in society and have a say, because of name calling and so forth. So again, then you shut yourself off, you close yourself off to everybody. And this is something that I say that a lot of young people, nowadays we point fingers to young people that do baby dumping, abortion, and all of these things. And this is mainly just because of the circumstances. It's mainly because what happens is emotion flows, and you just feel this is the end of the world. There's no way I can ever go past this. Contraceptives, they're free. For young people, you can go to a hospital. But we don't go there because Auntie who works there, she knows my mom, so she might tell my parents. And when I look at it, I'm like, really? I made a life decision to not do certain things because I was too afraid, and because I was thinking, what are people gonna think? But then now I'm a child, and I have to bring another child into the world, and I have to take care of this child. And especially when you don't have any support, especially from your family, you cut off all your friends, because everybody that is going to come to you to advise you, you're going to feel like they are against you, or they hate you, or they don't understand your life. But at the end of the day, it's a decision you made, and you have to live with it, and you can't expect other people to live with it, to live it for you. You have to do it yourself. And one thing that I always tell young people is that you need to be very careful, especially when you're in school. Especially when you're in university, because you need to prepare a future for yourself and for whoever you want to bring into the world. And it's not fair that you make a reckless decision and want to raise a human being under reckless circumstances. So I emphasize this a lot, and I tell a lot of young people that I am in a position to actually stand in front of you and tell you, because I've gone through it. And I know the challenges, I know the circumstances, I know the every night staying up and crying about it. I know how it feels like, and I wouldn't wish it upon anybody. And the only thing that you have to do is you need to make sure that if you want to have a baby, it has to be by choice. It has to be a decision that you are making. You have to be mindful of what is happening. There's a time for everything in life. When you're 16 and you are a girl, and when you are 18 and when you are 20, you must be a teenager. You have to be a teenager. You are eventually going to grow up and you're going to be an adult, and you can then make these decisions. But it's not fair for you, and most importantly, it's not fair for the child that you're going to bring into the world. And it's not fair that you're going to want everybody else to just sit there and feel sorry for yourself. So the best thing that you can do is finish your school. Finish your school, finish your tuition, whatever you're doing, your university. Try and live. And when I say love, I mean like try and be you and love actually before you decide to bring a child into the world. Because then only you can be a role model to this person that you're bringing. Don't rush into anything. There's a reason why they say you don't always have to be in front of the race. You can be in the middle, you can be at the back. Eventually you are gonna get there. So try and have a baby by choice, because it's a decision that you want to make, and it's a decision that you can actually afford to make, and let it not be a baby by chance.
For My Future encourages respect, ownership, and responsibility.